How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on this channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at UniFi Talk and the UniFi Talk Phone Flex. UniFi's $29 VoIP phone product that pairs alongside their UniFi Talk application. If you're interested in hiring us for technical support, visit us at totaltechwnc.com. This is my first video in over a year, so I'm going to try to set a goal out there. If we can get 10 likes on this video, I'll have a face cam in my next video and do more face in the video. If that's something, I'm not sure if people like that in technical videos, but I see that other people do it, so it makes sense for me to do it. So if this video gets 10 likes, I will start doing it as well. Another thing I wanted to ask, if you could leave in the comments, are you guys interested in anything smart home related? I do a lot of smart home things for myself, and maybe that'd be good to share on the internet as well. So if you like the idea of that, drop that in the comments, or any other video ideas. Please drop that in the comments and give this video a thumbs up for the algorithms. Alright, so here we have the UniFi Talk Phone Flex. This is a standard, fairly basic handheld phone set. Got the UniFi logo on the phone itself. You have a 12-digit keypad here with a volume up and down rocker. Some other function buttons here: message, headset, transfer, redial, mute and speaker. You have up, down, left, right for the navigation with the center OK button for selecting. And then you have a little LCD display here, black and white, with some other function buttons here. And then right there, if you can see the little hole up top there, that is a LED light. Turning this guy around, there's your speaker as well. You have a included and removable base that has two screw holes there, so you can mount it to a wall if needed. And these got some rubber feet on them as well. Here we go, the back of it. UniFi Talk UVP Flex. You have a PoE in Ethernet 10x100 with a standard 10x100 out. So this guy is powered off a PoE switch or injector. And if you only have one Ethernet port at your workstation location and you're putting one of these sets, handheld set or phone sets there, you plug it in here and get the PoE power, and then you can have out to your desktop computer. For the price, it definitely gets the job done if you're just looking for a basic handheld set. And yeah, if you already have UniFi, I would say it works pretty well. It's exactly what you would get for the price, in my opinion. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at the UniFi Talk Phone Flex, now we're going to take a look at the UniFi Talk application. Here we are. Right now we're on the dashboard. The left hand side here gives you some basic rundown information. Up top being your millisecond ping and the amount of uptime that the system has been online for. How many subscriptions you have active currently, and then your current SIP provider. Below that you have your total calls, so that would be your outbound, answered, unanswered, and voicemail calls, all located here in a graph, and the total amount. Below that you have the usage. So this would be your total external minutes, because UniFi Talk, their subscription does, for $9.99 a month, it gives you 3,000 minutes inbound and outbound to US, Canada, and Mexico per line. So below all the total external minutes, you have total internal call minutes and then international call minutes. And then below that you have the most active users, which if you have multiple users, it would show multiple here. And then the center graph is your call experience at the top. So this would give you a percentage rating based on the quality of the calls, based on your internet connection typically. Below that is where the call log is. So this is the up-to-date view on your inbound and outbound calls, and if they were answered or unanswered or sent to voicemail. You also have a button here to go to that call log so you can see the entire call log, which we will show off here shortly. And then up top here you can change your view date, so 1 day, 5 day, 1 month, and 6 month time intervals. Next page here is where we're going to plug in the UniFi Talk Phone Flex and then adopt it to the system. So let me go ahead and plug it in. I will be right back. Alright, I am back, and the UniFi Talk Phone Flex has appeared on my screen here. You can see that it has the orange dot here, meaning that it is waiting to be adopted. So I click on it here, and it's asking me to assign device to a user. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to assign it to me. Press assign. And then it says up here that it is assigning it to the user. And we have adopted it. Simple as that. So, information view here of the device. It gives you your call experience for the last 24 hours, which is shown in a percentage here. Below, you have the overview, so the device name, who it's assigned to, the assigned phone number, the extension number, the status of the device, the model, MAC address, IP address, device uptime, and firmware version. Second tab here, which is the call log, would show you the call log if there was calls there. And then the final tab here is settings, where we can give it a device name, which we're going to go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to call it main phone because that's the only one I have. And then you can also come here to reassign the device. So if I wanted to give it to another user, you could do that here. You also can push firmware updates at this point as well. So if there was an update, it would be shown here. It does show you your current version, which is 1.1.11, and it's telling me that it is up to date. You can also restart the device here by pressing restart device, or forget it by pressing forget device. Once you're done making changes, you want to make sure you press the save button down here, or if you don't want to make any changes, press cancel. I'm going to press save because I renamed the phone. And I'm going to close out of this tab, and now you can see that it says main phone here, assigned to me, phone number, firmware version, and then the call experience. And I can press on that view button there to get this screen to come back up, or press this to reassign to someone else. You can also change your view up here. Currently we're in list mode, and then this is grid mode, which this kind of looks a little cleaner to me. But this gives you more information. You can also go ahead and search here if you had like 20 of these, and you just wanted to find the one you needed quickly. There are also some filters here. Frankly, I don't ever use these, but again, if you had 20 plus of these, it would make sense. Next tab here is users and groups. So this is where you would go ahead and create users who you'd want to assign phone numbers and phones to. So we're going to go ahead and add an example user. And then I don't have another phone number to assign it, so I'm not going to. And then this extension would be 0002. Currently actually used in my HomeKit account, so 0003. Add. And then there you go, example name here. And I could assign this a device if I wanted to, but I'm going to keep it assigned to me because, well, why not? And I'm going to go ahead and click on the new user that we made, get the overview tab to see all of the information regarding the user, their call history, and then manage their account. So you can change their name, add their email address, change user image, voicemail. So this is where you go ahead and set the voicemail for the user. So you can record or upload a greeting for the user here. And then timeout. So this is to set the duration after which the incoming call to this user will be sent to voicemail. And they give you up to 12 rings, so 60 seconds. And they're in 5-second intervals for each of the rings. And then manage, so this is where you can reassign the device, change the extension number, and then change the phone number assigned to the device. Or you can delete user, which I'm going to do right now. Second tab here is the groups tab. So we're going to create a new group. I do not have one made currently. We're going to call it test group, and we'll put it in there. And it's going to remove it from me, which is okay. And then you get a couple options here on call handling. Let's see what this is. So simultaneous ring An inbound call will alert all members in the group at the same time, or a sequential ring. An inbound call will alert members of the group in the sequence that you specify until the call is answered. So depending on how you want your phone calls to be handled is how you would select it. We're just going to do simultaneous because I only have one. We're going to add me as a member. Voicemail recipient is me. And then you also have the ring back. So this would be the tone in between, like if you put them on hold or things like that. Press create, and boom, we have created a test group. I'm going to pause and remove this group and then set the phone number back to my user. So give me one moment. Okay, I'm back and I added the phone number back to my primary user here. So next tab is Smart Attendant. So the Smart Attendant, that is a great one. So this is how you navigate all of your calls, or how the calls navigate through your system is more like what it is. So let's just go run through this real quick, and I'm going to create one for you and show you how it works and what features you have. I have worked on 3CX before, and just an example, if you're coming from 3CX and trying to consider UniFi Talk, 3CX is a lot more in-depth versus UniFi Talk, and you're about to find that out if you're familiarized with 3CX at all. That's about the only one I'm familiarized with. I know there's a bunch of different brands out there for VoIP phone system, so your mileage just may vary. Anyway, so when someone calls in at this phone number, it is going to be prompted with this greeting message, and then it's going to ask the user for an input. So press 1 for the sales department, press 2 for the marketing department, or press 3 for the support department. And then you can route them from there. So you can have another set of options. So at the support department, you could ask them, press 1 for technical support or press 2 for customer support, something like that. That's just an example. And then finally, it has to ring someone. So who is it going to ring? Is it going to ring a group of users, or is it just going to ring an individual user, depending on the size of your company? So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this here. And if you were brand new to UniFi Talk, and you were just starting off, this is what you would see here. So meet your smart attendant. It's going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it main smart attendant and press next. What numbers do you want your smart user to answer? We're going to set it to my main number here, and then the ring back. I'm going to set it to let's do Jazz, because why not? You could also upload your own ring back here too. Press next. Will your smart attendant work differently based on business hours? So if you press yes, you assign the business hours, and you see how that works. We're just going to press no to keep it simple in this case, but it does have the option to have different messages based on what time of day it is. What do you want your smart attendant to say when they answer? So this is where we have voice 1 and voice 2, so they have a couple different voice options here. And then extension dialing. So this will give the option, if you want if you know the party of your extension you're trying to reach, please dial it now. That would add that to the prompt. Again, for simplicity, we're going to not do that. And then we're just going to keep with the generated message because that makes sense, just to keep it basic. But you can also record your own right here from the web page, or you can upload your own message here. But let's just go ahead and hear real quick what this is going to sound like.
Hello, thank you for calling us. Please select from one of the following options. Hello, thank you for...
There you go. So that's what it's going to sound like here. Go ahead and press next. Do you want your smart attendant to direct calls based on caller's key press? You do have the option to turn that off if you didn't. In this case, we're going to do yes. So we can set it to what number you want it as. So 1 through 9 or 0. And then the prompt. So we want this to be sales, marketing, and support. And then who is it going to contact? Is it going to be a group, or is it going to be an external contact, which we'll get to shortly? Or is it going to be a single person within the organization, which it is going to be me in this case. So I press finish, And then you get this prompt right here, exactly what we had before. You can actually hear these messages here.
Press 1 for sales.
That's what it's going to sound like. And yeah, how about we go ahead and demo what it sounds like to listen through more like it, this smart attendant in real time here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you guys now. All right, so unfortunately, when you record on your iPhone, it does not record phone calls for privacy reasons, more like Apple legal reasons. So you're going to be hearing my phone through my microphone. So I tested it. It sounds all right. So I hope it's all right for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and dial this number. You're watching my phone screen now. This is going to change, so this isn't going to call me after this video, so it's not worth your time. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and press call, and we're going to throw this on speaker.
Hello, thank you for calling us. Please select from one of the following options. Press 1 for sales. Press 2 for marketing. Press 3 for support.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and press 2. Alright, so there's the hold music. You can hear the UniFi Talk Phone Flex in the background. And I'm just going to go ahead and press answer. And there we go. Now we're on a phone call. Alright, that is it for the Smart Attendant. Now we're going to move on to the call log. So here you can see the call that I just made to the phone. I'm going to make sure to block out my personal phone number here. So you can see who it's from, which would be the inbound phone number. And then 2, so who it's going to be, or who received it within your organization. What Smart Attendant picked it up. The date and time of when it happened. The call duration, so how many seconds, or minutes, or hours. And then the recording. So you can actually click on here to listen to the recording, which I'll demonstrate here in a moment. And then the call quality, so what percent. So we're going to go ahead and listen to the recording. Alright, so there's the hold music. Here's the UniFi Talk Phone Flex in the background. So it even, you can even hear it when they're on hold. So you can hear the person on hold. So that's, I didn't realize that, so that's interesting. That's pretty much it though. So you can download the recording here, so if you wanted to save it, or you could delete the recording. So if you click on the call, you could actually see the overview here. So the experience, the unknown caller, or if they were assigned within your contacts, they would show up here. And then to what phone and what extension and who. And then you can see the overview of the call. So the date, time, call length, and status. So status would be if it was accepted, sent to voicemail, blah, blah, blah. You can block this number, or you can delete this call from the history, which I'm going to do now. Alright, last but not least is the settings overview. So, call settings. This is the first section here within the settings. You have your hold music option, so you can go ahead and change this at any time, or you can upload your own here. Here's where you can have, or here's where the voicemail options are. So voicemail, you can turn it on or off. You can have voicemail email notifications. Email notifications for unread voicemails only. Voicemail recording and transcript and email notifications. So it will write it out for you with the recording of the voicemail. That's pretty sweet. Voicemail instructions. The play voicemail instructions for callers. So when disabled, only the voicemail greeting and tone will play. So this will list out instructions for the callers. And then voicemail timeout. Up to 12 rings in 60 seconds. Alright, so here is the call recording. So you can turn this on or off if you wanted to call or not record. So if you turn this on, certain state and federal call recording laws to use or to your use of this call recording feature. So there's laws that go along with this. Just make sure you know your laws before you start doing this. Default area code of your location, and then call blocking. So if you wanted to create a new rule here, let's go ahead and do that real quick. So you can do external, so you can block calls of a specific number or starts with or all numbers to a specific direction. from a specific direction, inbound or outbound, to groups, users, or everyone. And then internal, you could do the same thing. So if you wanted to block internal calls this way. Next tab here on the left-hand side of the settings is global contacts. So here is where you would import your company's contact list. So vendors, clients, people that you just want to keep their phone numbers of and have essentially caller ID as well. You can import your contacts here. You can search through them, or you can add your own individual contact first name, last name, number, and that is the 3 options for the contacts. Next tab here is numbers and subscriptions. So here is where you manage your payment. So the amount you pay per month, which I only have one, so it's $10 a month. My next billing date, the amount of subscriptions, and the total the total minutes used. And then here is my talk subscription. So this is my one phone number here that's currently assigned. Next number here is number porting requests. So if I wanted to port a number from, let's say, a traditional landline service like AT&T, I could initiate that here. And then third-party SIP numbers. So if I had as a third-party SIP, if I had a phone number from them and I wanted to have that added here, this is where it would show up. You can also purchase new numbers from this tab. So what country? Currently only from the United States. And then what area code? You type in your area code. And then you get to select a number from that area code. And then third tab here is port numbers. So this is where you go to initiate that port. So on this tab here, you do a porting request. I guess you have 2 locations to do the same thing here. So port from another carrier or port from Twilio, which they have built right in here. All right. Another tab here is emergency calling. I'm going to make sure to block out my address here. Here you can edit and type in your own address. And then this is just for 911 calls. So if you were to make a 911 phone call over this phone number, they would know where it's coming from. And then last but not least is system settings. So this is the talk application uptime here is for me is 5 days. The owner of the system, which is me. Talk support files. So this is where you download and you send it to UniFi or Ubiquiti's customer support. This is where you can reset the talk application. So just a reset button here to set it back to default. You can enable and disable the debugging log here. And then the telephone debugging logging here is also here. I'm not exactly sure what this is for. Static signaling port. This is turn on and off here. This is just the default port number for UniFi Talk. If you turn this off, not sure what it does other than that. It's just telling you that it's running on 6767. Alright, so third-party SIP providers. So if you wanted to add a third-party SIP, this is where you would go ahead and link them together here. There are some details about this here and some resources here with the link. I will not be doing that in this video. Alright folks, that is the final overview of UniFi Talk and the UniFi Talk Phone Flex. I hope you folks enjoyed the video and found this video helpful. Please leave comments on what you think I explained right, what you think I explained wrong, if you agree or disagree. My final opinion on UniFi Talk is I think it has a lot of potential here, just like all of UniFi's products. Some of their lines are more developed than others. This is a very new line for them. They used to have VoIP phones back in the past. But they since abandoned that for the whole UniFi integrated together, close knit thing. And I think there's a lot of potential here. They're absolutely still growing it. Obviously, compared to 3CX, it is no match as of right now. But I think that could be changed here very soon. And again, I kind of think of the UniFi line as the Apple product for home networking and small business networking. It's essentially the Apple equivalent in my opinion. So they roll as such. This is a developing thing. I think that this is going to be great soon. I think it's good now if you don't need any advanced features. This will do everything that you need to do in a basic situation most of the time. All right, folks, thanks again, and make sure to like the video. Have a good day.